Hello, and welcome back to my kitchen. Today I'll be making Salisbury steak with onions and mushrooms. You see, I have my Salisbury steak already laid out here, and they already come tenderized, but I always tenderize them just a little bit more because sometimes you can get them in there, they're a little tight, and you don't want that. So I'm going to season them with some garlic powder. Uh-huh. I have some umami seasoning, which is really delicious. If you haven't tried it, you should try it. This has big holes in it. Gotta be. You don't need much of it either. Just a little bit. And I'm using some complete seasoning. Everybody loves complete. And I'm going to flip it over and do the same thing. I'm also going to add some pepper if I didn't say it. Let me get that on there while you're right here. I'm going to flip it over and season it the same way. So that's done. And I have my pan already heating up. And I have some infused garlic oil. You can use whatever kind of oil that you usually use. This is just going to add a little more flavor to this steak here. I'll let that heat up. Meanwhile, I'm going to flour my steaks. I try not to watch the news a heck of a whole lot because it's really depressing nowadays. So today I went on and I watched it, and as soon as I could get it on, some bad news. Some young fellas, 16 and 17 I believe, killed a family, a mother and a father, and their son, who was 4 or 5 years old, and they killed the 4 or 5 year old execution style. I can hardly stand it anymore. Like, how could you do such a thing to a baby? How could you do such a thing, period? But to do it to an innocent little baby, it's just beyond me. And I hate to have to talk about something so sad and negative, but I just don't get, what is this world coming to? It hasn't been this all the time, but it hasn't been so visual because we couldn't see as much as we see. But that's why I say just pray and continue to pray for you, for me, for everybody. Just pray. Okay, this oil should be heated up by now. Here we go. And if I didn't say, they caught them. And they're just babies themselves. That's really just mind-blowing, We don't have enough love here. These kids need love. They're lost. Okay, we're going to brown both sides. And then we're going to do the same thing with the other two. Okay, you don't have to cook them thoroughly because they're going into the oven to finish cooking. Turn them over. There you go. A couple minutes on that side. Put these over here. You might see a little blood, but like I said, don't worry. We're going to cook them well. If I have to add more oil, I will. We're just going to see. I might need a little bit more. Get those cooked up. There we go. turn your pan down a bit. I'm going to add some garlic and herb butter. You can add some butter or just some more oil if you like. Whatever is good for you. Whatever's going to make it taste good for you. A little more. How about that? And I have, that was my oven. I have heating up at 375. Excuse me. That's a small onion I have here. I'll turn it up a little more. I have some mushrooms, and this is just the can. I'm going to add some pepper to this right now. We're going to make some gravy, of course, and we're going to season it up some more. Keep adding some pepper because the butter has salt, different herbs and seasonings in it. I'm going to turn it up. We're going to let that go for about maybe about 2 or 3 minutes. We're going to add some flour. Going to let that cook for about another minute or so. Add a little bit more. Make sure you let it cook for a couple minutes because you don't want that raw flour taste. Okay, now I have some not chicken broth, beef broth. I'm going to add in here to make our gravy. I'm using the broth because it adds so much more flavor. Let that go for a while. Gonna let that go, and then we're gonna taste this right here and season it up some more. I know we're gonna need a little more seasoning. If it gets thicker than you would like it, then just add more chicken broth, little at a time. Don't add too much and make it too thin. Then you'll have to add a slurry, flour and water slurry to thicken it up again. So just add little at a time. Have some patience. You'll be thankful later. Remember that we fry the steaks in flour, so that's going to thicken your sauce or your gravy as well. So you have to have it a little loose. Doesn't that look delicious? I'm going to add in the rest of my broth. We're going to season it up a little more. And I've turned my oven down to 325. After I brought the heat up, I turned it back down to 325 because we're going to want these to cook nice and slow. Helps them tenderize when you take your time cooking them. And I'm going to add some more umami. This is so good. Complete. A little more garlic. Some onion powder. And I'm going to add some kitchen bouquet because I want it to be darker. Taste it. And it tastes. Okay. You know, I might need a pinch of salt. plenty. You want it to be seasoned well, not salty. Unless you love salt. It's totally up to you. And I want you to see the, see I have it a little loose. Because like I said, the steaks were fried in flour, so it's going to thicken up nicely. And I'm going to pour this over into the pan with the meat. Okay, I'm going to cover it with foil. And like I said, I turn my oven down to 325. We're going to cook it for about 45 minutes to an hour. See you then. It's been about an hour and 15 minutes or so on 325. And it looks good to me. Hold on one sec. Get a spoon. I wonder if you can see it. It's ready. It looks delicious. We're going to taste a little bit. I'm going to serve this with some rice and string beans. Let me let you see. Yeah, here we go. See, I cut it with a spoon. That's because it's nice and tender. I'm going to give it a little taste, and I'm going to get out of here. Let's see. That's so tender, I almost didn't have to chew it. Well, thank you for watching, and remember to pray, and then pray some more. Pray for her, pray for him, pray for you, pray for them, pray for us. Don't stop praying, pray. And don't forget to give me a thumbs up. Subscribe and tap that bell if you haven't, and if you have, thank you so much. Share with friends and family and comment. I would love to hear from you. And until next time, you stay safe, you stay well, and you stay blessed. And remember that I love you. I really do. Make you some. Later.